know is so far off topic, but I think you and I need to come have a discussion in private here. You think there's life on other planets, other solar systems that's out there? No. What I want to know, because she believes this, is where did she get her information from?
UFO. Top secret. Top secret. And people pay.
Could you show me that?
And the flying saucer.
All right, we're going to move on here. Be careful with what it is that you actually believe about things that you hear, because well, I can appreciate a scientific mind. The problem is science is not Christian. And science won't save you.
But I know science can save you, but I mean it's not going to make you less or more of a Christian.
Science is neutral.
There's water on this planet. Where there's water is life.
Pardon me?
It's not making more of a Christian.
Water?
It was on Mars, one of the planets, they find water. So there's water, it says life on it. They say H2O.
It says H2.
Tell me the verse.
This is Ephesians 1. But this is Ephesians 1. For he chose us in him before the creation of, King James says, the world.
I very much doubt that it says the world's.
Yeah. That's the transcriber.
No, I can show you right here. This is the Greek. This is pre-King James. This word right here, cosmo, this is singular. This is world. The foundation of the world. And cosmo or cosmos in Greek, that's just the common Greek word to refer to the cosmos, the universe, the world. So it doesn't say worlds. It doesn't. It's. I can show you right here in the original, or as close as we can get to the original. It says, and that would be a reason why I would question using the King James on that. All right, let's continue on here. We got to finish this up, and these last two are very important. Immutability. Has anyone ever heard of immutability? I think it's. Do we have a page for this? Page 53. When I wake up in the morning, it's generally with the sound of a little boy in the other room, gaga, yell, yell, squeak, squeak. Micah's making all his noises. However, lately, instead of being his standard happy little boy in the morning, sometimes he's grouchy, and I'll open the door, and immediately he'll want to start crying. From day to day, he changes. My little boy is not the same in the morning each day like he was yesterday or the day before. It's a flip of the coin for how you're going to get. What kind of Micah am I going to get this morning? You're looking on page 53. We're looking at the attribute of immutability. It says that God cannot change for better or for worse. Nothing can be added or subtracted from him. Now, this can be understood in generally two senses. The first is one in which we confess that God does not change with respect to his character or with respect to his nature. Everything that we see in God's nature is unchanging. So we've already said that it's infinite so that it never wears out. Now we're going to confess that not only is it infinite and progressing onto an infinity, but it never changes. His character never changes. This first concept of immutability is generally placed only in his moral character, in his goodness, or in his attributes. However, there is a larger sense in which the church has understood the doctrine of immutability. And that is that God doesn't not only change with respect to his character or his nature, but God doesn't change, period. Recently, there have been theologians on our academic side, do you remember that category way over there, that have rejected this claim, that say, no, God does change. In fact, He's learning just like you and I are learning. They will say that God is gaining new information from the experiences of His children. And as God is gaining this information, He is changing. And this is a rejection of this orthodox view, which says God never changes. Now, one reason why this is very important is because this point distinguishes God from many of the other gods, including, I think, for many Muslims, the God of Islam. The God of Islam, while he might be unmoved or unchanging, you can never know. So he could be. He very well could be, and it is his divine prerogative. God, they will say, can do whatever God is going to do. Now, we are not putting limitations on God. Rather, we are defining an attribute of his character, which is who he is, and that is that God never changes. So think of this in relationship to the pagan gods. Do I have this on here? I think it's the next one. Okay. What were the gods of the pagans like? They were constantly changing in their attitudes and their what happened when it was raining? What did that mean? Was Zeus in a good mood? No, he was coming down, right? He changed his mood, and you could do certain things and that would affect him and change him. You're getting actually to impassibility in that, but the concept of gods who change, who are different from moment to moment, is completely opposite, completely out of bounds for the Christian confession of who God is. We say God never changes. I've got some verses up on here. Can you read those, record those down? We'll skip over those for tonight, but each of them points out the phrase that God is not like man. God does not change. Now, do you have any questions? Do you think God ever changes? Who? Okay.
He changed his mind. I mean, he gave him another opportunity. I remember I asked that. That was 3 nights, wasn't it? 3 nights? He did that right. No, I mean, only I mean, that was one of the things.
What do you think? Are you guys tracking?
Even with Abraham and Sodom and Gomorrah, he and Abraham basically back and forth. He was going to destroy. Abraham was able to convince him to let Lot give it all, back and forth. I mean, that's no.
Are you guys tracking?
God knew that was going to happen.
But what I'm saying is, that's the point. That's not the point. My thing is, he was going to destroy them.
What do you think, Ezra? Does God change his mind? No. You don't think so? This is interesting. Moses is before God, and God